Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Sound Control, and I thought I should provide some clarity. When I'm making beats on the Tonverk, I'm not chopping up anything. There is no slicing whatsoever in my Tonverk workflow. I'm playing everything using a MIDI keyboard. Specifically, it's not really a MIDI keyboard, it's a digital stage piano. I don't have an appropriate MIDI keyboard just yet, but I have like a MIDI lab, but I like to use this 88 key digital piano called the Roland RD88. I do want to get a new keyboard eventually, but that's what I use to control the Tonverk polyphonically. And ever since the 1.30 update, it allows for the sustain pedal uh, to function. And I harp on this particular fix because I can now approach the Tonverk as essentially a keyboard or a DAW in a way. The only thing is, with the Tonverk, you're limited to uh, 8 tracks or 64 separate subtracks, depending on how you want to, you know, get into it. But I tend to use like 1 or 2 tracks as subtracks, and then the rest of the 6 as individual instrument parts. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to specify I'm not doing any slicing. Everything is being live recorded in via either the MIDI keyboard, or sometimes for drums, I'll actually just tap on the Tonverk in itself. And I'm actually considering looking into an MPC or maybe an MPC sample for the the finger drumming to play into the electron sequencer, but to still be able to capture that MPC feel, if that makes sense, into the Tonverk. So that's something I'm currently considering or thinking about. I haven't really made up my mind, but the Tonverk by itself, it's amazing. And then, as you could see it with my last video, I used the Chroma Console that really brought out the drums and the character. So having um, the external outs to, out to like an effects module back into Tonverk is amazing, and the routing capabilities is crazy. I think I could essentially take a track from the Tonverk, send it into a bus within the Tonverk, and then potentially route that out. I haven't tried this yet. Route that out to an effects module and back into Tonverk, thus sending it through, um, let's say, up to 8 effects. That's 2 on the track, 2 on the bus within the Tonverk, and possibly 4 separate effects within the Chroma Console. And heck, I might even add in the fifth of a ninth effect at the master of the Tonverk, because you can also apply effects on the master track. But yeah, like I haven't gone that deep into it, but that's kind of my next thing, playing around with how many effects can I send, or send a signal through, and what results can I get. So that's what I'm really enjoying about the Tonverk. By itself, it's amazing effects box, but you pair it with the Chroma Console, amazing, especially for drums. I think my context for using the Chroma Console will be drums versus melodic elements going forward, because previously to my last video, I've been had the Chroma Console. I just haven't been kind of using it, but yeah, I need that. Previous to that, my method was applying a compressor to the drum subtrack within the Tonverk. That works, you know what I'm saying? And then I would have like a other tracks sent to another bus, and have their compressor listen to the track for the subtrack channel, and kind of doing this sort of side chaining. I've been playing around with that, I would say, the past few months. But now with the Chroma Console, I'm probably not gonna be relying on the Tonverk compressor as much for the drum subtract, I'll rely on the compressor to maybe bring up and add more presence to the other elements now. Um, and I'm going to be using the Chroma Console as the drum bus to really bring out the drums. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing going forward. And as you know, like I'm just kind of ranting, like, you know, MPC is like probably something I want to do to get that feel, but my main tool is going to be the Tonverk. Again, I think I started off this video kind of emphasizing I am not chopping and slicing anything on a Tonverk. Um, if you are a keyboardist, if you are a musician, if you have some awareness of um, theory, then that's an added benefit because you can approach the Tonverk almost like a DAW now. You're not limited to one monophonic or one note, right? You have polyphony, so you can play chords. And I mean, obviously, you can absolutely um, create and craft and compose line by line, but it's, you know, to get that feel of kind of playing in a band or um, just stuff that's more harmonically driven. I do enjoy the added polyphony, right? That comes with Tonverk. So yeah, everything you're hearing is not, it's not, there's no slices, there's no chops. I get this question all the time. And if slices and chops are a requirement for you, then maybe the Tonverk isn't necessarily needed for your workflow. I just enjoy the Tonverk personally. Uh, I don't think it needs to have slicing and chopping. I'm not seeking for all in one box. I'm seeking for specific things. And Tonverk gives me a specific angle of um, one, having access to multi-samples, but also sound design capabilities that I would have never thought of. I think of the Tonverk essentially like if you were to take elements of maybe the octatrack and elements of the hydrosynth and you were to put it together, you're getting the polyphony of the hydrosynth as well as some of the synth capabilities, wavetables, all that stuff. But you're also getting um, the sort of the amount of effects that you get available with the octatrack, actually more effects that are available on the octatrack. So, and because you have various buses, you can route effects, you can really just do what you want, and you have the electron sequencer. Hydrosynth plus electron sequencer is crazy. That's the Tonverk, in my opinion. And Hydrosynth doesn't handle at least multi-samples. Tonverk, you can put in an acoustic element and get it very nice and detailed, but also run it through a bunch of effects and completely take you to a different world. So yeah, this is just my rant. I don't know. Peace.